With gratitude, Woon expressed his appreciation to Moon for believing in him and entrusting him with this crucial assignment. He assured Moon and Jean that he would diligently investigate the objectives of the Central Plains martial artists and return with the necessary information. He thinks about the possibility of death during this mission, vowing that even if he were to become a ghost, he would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Amongst the crowd, people whispered and gossiped about the Kwang party and their companions. They pointed out Seopong Jae-gal, known for his bluffing skills, and Blade King Sang, who was said to avoid real combat due to his fear of blood. They also mentioned Ryu Yin, who had a reputation for being obsessed with gambling. They chuckled, referring to them as the Uncanny Heroic Squad. Suddenly someone noticed Su Yun, known as the Heavenly Moon Goddess, among them. A man called out to his brother, Chun from Azure Heaven, who was the unit leader. Chun reminded him to address him as unit leader in public. The man apologized and repeated his words, referring to Chun as the unit leader. Curious, Chun asked what was going on. The man questioned whether it was wise to have the members of the Uncanny Heroic Squad, who were seemingly lowering the morale of their troops, continue to accompany them. Chun reassured him, mentioning that they were all part of the Orthodox faction, implying that it was acceptable to have them by their side. The man praised Chun, calling him a nice person. Chun dismissed the flattery, telling him to stop flattering him. Chun focused his attention on Su Yan. He believed that as they continued to travel together, the Heavenly Moon Goddess would witness his incredible abilities. Inappropriately, he licked his lips in a perverted manner. In the midst of training the Dark Lion unit, Xian updated Woon on the progress. He mentioned that the troops had completed horseback training, survival training, melee training, and the archers had finished their long-range shooting training as per his instructions. Impressed by the progress, he commended Xian for his efforts, acknowledging that the troops had developed rapidly under his guidance. Xian humbly attributed the success to Secretary Zhang. Blushing at the praise, Zhang downplayed his role, but Woon respectfully expressed gratitude, recognizing his significant contributions to the growth of the Dark Lion unit. Woon emphasized that his sacrifices had been instrumental in the unit's development. Zhang, grateful for the recognition, attributed the unit's success to the training regimen and diet plan devised by Woon. He revealed that out of the 54 martial artists, 12 had reached the peak rate warrior level, with 25 others showing promising potential. Woon, amazed by the results, noted the rarity of having more than 10 peak rate warriors even among the top-ranking units with 1,000 members. Xian noted the rapid growth of the unit, attributing it to the nutritious foods and martial art books provided to them. Additionally, the promise of a vacation and a bonus for achieving goals motivated the unit members to work diligently. Woon, reflecting on the effectiveness of incentives, acknowledged the universal appeal of welfare benefits in both the modern and fictional worlds. Curious about the unit's reorganization, Woon inquired about the progress. Zhang explained that squadrons had been formed by grouping like-minded members together, with a skilled leader overseeing tactical, communication, and combat aspects. Impressed by the organization, Woon praised Zhang for the successful implementation of the restructuring plan, tapping his shoulder in appreciation. Cheol, and who arrived with a cartwheel, catching Woon's attention as he hurried over to them. Woon expressed surprise, feeling grateful that Cheol had come herself. However, Cheol jokingly threatened to quit if such orders were given again. Apologizing for the sudden request, Woon explained the urgency of his trip to the Central Plains. Cheol then presented Woon with a dagger and compass, asking him to inspect them. Impressed by her craftsmanship, Woon praised Cheol for her expertise in creating such quality tools. Cheol, modest about her skills, also provided Woon with a combat vest and military boots for his journey. Woon was amazed by the gear and thought it was marvelous. As the troops geared up with the combat armor and military boots, Woon felt satisfied, knowing he had equipped a perfect modern army in the Muram world. Seopong, fueled by anger, engaged in a fight, throwing a cup of rice at his opponents. The Azure Heaven troops expressed their disapproval, questioning Seopong's actions. Chun, the unit leader of Azure, intervened, demanding an explanation for the commotion. One of the Azure men explained that Seopong had instigated the conflict by speaking rudely. Seopong retorted, accusing the man of being the one who had initially spoken disrespectfully. Chun used his energy to silence the commotion, causing discomfort to those around him. Seopong, perplexed by Chun's display of power, wondered if he was boasting about his inner energy chi after consuming elixirs. Chun addressed Seopong, reminding him of the important mission to Sichuan and cautioning him against jeopardizing it with immature behavior. Huang expressed his disbelief at the Azure Heaven troops' assumption that they were the only ones on the mission. One of the Azure men, angered by Kwang's words, reached for his sword, but Chun, the unit leader, used his aura to stop him, using a chopstick. Chun appealed to Kwang, emphasizing the importance of reaching Sichuan without any trouble and requesting his cooperation. Kwang, serious and understanding the gravity of the situation, agreed to cooperate, tapping Chun's shoulder in acknowledgement. Chun, filled with anger, felt humiliated by Kwang's words and vowed to make him pay for the perceived insult. As Kwang and his allies exited the scene, Sang, who had been eating at the table, noticed the sudden departure and wondered where everyone had gone. In a remote mountain lake, an old man peacefully engaged in fishing. Suddenly, a strange man approached him, respectfully addressing him as elder and inquiring about his fishing success. The old man, slightly suspicious, questioned the stranger's identity. The stranger then transformed his appearance, triggering a recognition in the old man. Acknowledging the stranger's familiarity, the old man playfully pointed at his face. The stranger responded, expressing surprise that the old man could forget his face. The old man defended himself, stating that it was difficult to remember a face that constantly changed. The stranger then shifted the topic, informing the old man that the archaic treasure map seemed to have fallen into the possession of the Murim Alliance. He mentioned that promising talents had departed for Sichuan, but there were unexpected developments in Xinjiang. The old man expressed disbelief at the idea of something beyond their expectations, deeming it impossible. However, the stranger insisted that they were currently investigating the matter. With a serious demeanor, the old man proclaimed that he needed to go to Sichuan. The stranger responded, affirming that their actions were all for the sake of a specific day. In a final exchange, the old man disappeared into thin air, declaring that it was all for that day. The strange man once again changed his appearance. In the mountain, a group of men anxiously awaited the arrival of their cult members. One man questioned the unit leader if they were truly coming, referring to their fellow cult members. The unit leader confirmed their arrival, mentioning that they were accompanied by an incredibly influential figure. He pondered whether it was the renowned Heavenly Wolf Group or the Red Dragon Unit, as only extraordinary individuals would be bestowed with the honor of waging the first battle in the Central Plains. Suddenly, someone shouted that someone was descending from the mountain. As the Dark Lion unit marched forward, their exhaustion was evident. Wen, reflecting on the intense battle they had faced, feared for his life when they encountered not one but two monstrous birds at the mountain peak. The fierce battle ensued as they fought against the birds. They used chains and hooks. Despite the perilous situation, Wen felt fortunate that they had come prepared. In the novel, only one bird had been mentioned when Kwang had visited the same location. He had endured significant challenges but had managed to acquire valuable treasures, including the 10,000-year ice crystal, the yin-yang breathing technique, and the ice dragon sword. However, he recognized that his inner chi still posed a problem. He considered creating the ultimate divine pill like Kwang by combining the ice crystal with a 10,000-year fire crystal. If this approach proved unsuccessful, he resolved to explore alternative methods to harness the power of the ice crystal in their ongoing battles. The unit leader halted the Dark Lion unit, sternly instructing them to leave their sight, considering them a pest.